Hello, my friends. This is Wild Dog. Maps to nowhere. Over 500 years ago, enormous ships sailed our oceans. At a time they called the Age of Sail, from 1450 until the late 1700s, these massive wooden ships dominated the seven seas. And like everything else in our history, yes, the oldest ships were some of the largest and most magnificent to ever be built. Imagine that. Some had masts over 100 feet tall, and they were 500 tons with double decks full of cannon. Some weighed 2,500 tons and had triple decks with over 150 guns. In 1535, a Portuguese ship named John the Baptist sailed right into the port of Tunis and seized the Goleta Star Fortress, almost single-handedly. Well, that kind of goes against the fact that what the Star Fort actually did, right? Different video, huh? So accounts of these mighty warships and their pirate captains were even made famous in books and movies modern times. In 1663, another Portuguese galleon named the Eternal Father had 144 guns, a 120-foot mast, displaced 2,000 tons, and it was estimated upwards of $100 million cost for this ship. These ships were not cheap, obviously. The men and the captains that crewed them, they were not expendable. They were masterfully made to be durable, function properly. And there were, yes, many types of ships then. But in the time of the Age of Sail, the biggest and the best were built. The only problem was their maps went to absolutely nowhere. Odd, right? Now the kings and the emperors, they spent hundreds of millions of dollars, we're told, and they hired hundreds of men, and they let them sail away with these magnificent ships with basically blind, right? During the 15th to the 18th centuries, maps showed Hyperborea, Grand Tartary, giants, strange beasts, dinosaurs, dragons, and especially more land, a lot more land. I propose that some of these maps were made even before the flood. That's why it's one landmass. Then after the flood, as the water recedes, new maps were made. And I don't know, is that why the tropics are called Cancer and Capricorn from the first maps? I don't know. You see, they say it was over, I don't know, I believe 4,000 years ago when these constellations were in our tropics. Now, is that why you named them on their maps like that? Just a thought. Now, I'm sure that some of these maps are just propaganda even, or false, or just completely wrong, I'm sure. Stolen from someone else, claimed by another, of course. But you know, most of these maps they used, they were considered the most valuable item on a ship. Men were often quoted saying, "A good map could not only save your life, but you could trade it for another." And they went to nowhere, to non-existent continents, islands, cities. Please, they not insult our intelligence like that. Come on. I refuse to accept it. Such a stupid, ridiculous idea. Until the late 1700s, Grand Tartary, Hyperborea, and Extra Land was on all maps. It was even on a few until the 1850s. Imagine that date, right? So by the 1850s, no maps were flat, no land was extra, no Hyperborea, no Grand Tartary, just ice. The major issue I have is the explanation. The explanation for a few things. The explanation for the navigation with stars. Now, I'm not saying they didn't use sextants and navigate with stars. I'm saying it's a very useful skill to have as a captain in the 1500s. And to this day, it's taught. The military navigators, for just in case. I admire that skill. It can never be lost, right? However, how in the hell do you use the same exact stars that were used thousands of years ago to go to the same exact position on the Earth? Well, I'm no physicist, but that seems impossible. Well, I know they're not moving, but it just seems impossible, right? Because doing what they say, traveling at unimaginable speeds. We are sucked at just the perfect distance away from a fireball of death that's hurling through space from the Big Bang. Get the hell out of my face with that shit. Stars would be the worst thing you could use if that were true. The reason why we use the stars is because they do not lose their order. It would look like millions of fireflies just flying all over the place. Planets would be smashing into each other. It would just be chaos. I'm saying then, if they lied to us about all the other crap, I promise you, more land, beings, animals, Hyperborea, and Grand Tartaria was real. It just got deleted, like everything else gets deleted. Oh well, what do you do, right? These clowns, well, just stay excellent, right? I love you all. Take care of yourselves. I'm Wild Dog, and I am out of here.